Okay, let's move on and talk about another guy. This has to be one of our more fun disagreements, I think, this cycle. I do want to touch on Jace LaViolette. He's currently 21st by consensus, right? And so I do, as I'm pulling up his numbers, your purple screen, your purple visage has distracted me here, dude. Okay, so Jace LaViolette, 6'6", 230. Here's the numbers from this season. 258. I just can't get over that. 258, 427, 576, walking 21.8% of the time, which is ridiculous. Striking out 25.2% of the time, which is also ridiculous for a first round pick. 18 home runs, down from 29 last year. A 120 WRC plus, down from 146 last year. ISO down from 421 to 318. So we actually got a listener question on this. So I'm going to pitch it to you because I think you and Josiah Wallner are like a hive mind of Jace LaViolette. He says likelihood of Jace LaViolette being taken by the Twins, and then followed up with his profile kind of intrigues me. Not going to lie. Jeremy made a good point. Yuck. Jeremy made a good point that the Twins have kind of earned the right to take a risk on a player like him. So if Jace LaViolette, Jeremy, is sitting there at 16, what do you think the chances are that the Twins take a big swing on him? No pun intended.
I would put the odds at less than 50.
Okay.
But I don't feel like they would be a lot less than 50, depending again on who else is available, right? If you think back to the Brooks Lee draft, I think we could have put some guys at a very high likelihood that would be drafted if they were available. Collier, right? Cam Collier we would have said 60%, 65% if he's available, but we didn't foresee Brooks Lee being drafted or being available 100%. And so I would say probably less than 50. There's something about him that strikes me as the home run swing. And there's, what'd you say, 25% chance he strikes out?
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with that. But in a similar vein, that Billy Amick as a first round pick for me last year wasn't doing it, right? We talked about this, right?
Yep.
Billy Amick to the Twins in the first round, we can't, that's too big of a risk. Sure, but you then add Kalen Culpepper, right? You see the development of Brandon Whitaker, who you are constantly reminding everybody of that he's getting better throughout the year.
Constantly.
Right? You can't let us forget these things. And so when you've built some depth, I think it affords you the luxury type of pick. And he would be that, right? And if he turns out to be the guy that people thought he could be when he was projected to be the first overall pick, how big of a deal does that become?
Yep.
Right. And if you can completely miss, you can live with that because of the success that you've had. Now, do I think it would be the greatest pick in the history of the Twins baseball? I don't. But I do think, given the current structure of their system, he is a chance to add someone that you haven't. Here's the other thing too. Big power guy, right? Big body, big power. Swing and miss is a real thing. The Twins had Miguel Sano in their system. And it wasn't just the Twins who believed it. He was like a top 5 prospect in all of baseball. Okay. The Twins drafted late in the round, the year that Aaron Judge was a draft eligible. The Twins really liked Aaron Judge. Okay. They just felt, and this is a conversation that I had with someone that was pretty high up in the ranks. They felt like Aaron Judge was kind of redundant to what Miguel Sano was, right? Corner guy. And this was, I think, probably around the same time that Sano was getting his opportunity in the outfield. A corner guy, a lot of swing and miss, the huge strike zone. Like, can we afford to have another one of those guys in our system? They decided no. And so this would be a time where it's like there's not this type of player in the system already at all, right? Billy Amick might be someone that you could draw some parallels to, but as far as someone that you could probably plug into high A and if all things line up, have him ready to be a Major League Baseball player in 2.5 years. Like, this is a real opportunity that you will not get every year. You may get it when you play awful, like the Twins are doing. You might get it next year. But to me, it's a high ceiling, low floor, but really high ceiling pick that you've just afforded yourself the luxury of being able to do.